Is it crazy to call Kevin Durant the greatest basketball player of all time?
Up there, when we were talking about KD, you said you think he's the greatest player
Yeah,
ever or right now?
ever.
Really?
Because he's 7 feet and can do everything a point guard can do.
Over Jordan?
Yeah,
Over LeBron?
yeah.
Wow.
And it has become more and more common to see players calling KD the GOAT. And while Kevin Durant is looked at as a scorer, and for good reason because he can score in every way possible. And he's not just any scorer. He's extremely efficient, and with KD taking a lot of jumpers, it's rare to see someone of his playstyle shoot 50% from the field over his career. And this season, he's averaging 29 points on 52%. This man is different from any player we've ever seen. I mean, he's 7 feet tall and can do everything on the court. And I mean everything. No one argues or has anything negative to say about his scoring ability. People would question his passing ability, but were quickly shut down because the rare times Kevin Durant doesn't get a clean look, he can find an open man. And even his defense has improved drastically, especially since leaving Golden State. Even after his Achilles injury, his defense still holds up, and Steve Nash has even said Kevin Durant is the Nets' best defender. And is it not crazy that Kevin Durant came back from a torn Achilles and became better? I mean, look at all the careers that have been ruined by Achilles injuries. Boogie Cousins, John Wall, and even Kobe Bryant was averaging 27 points per game the season before his Achilles tear. So looking at the player Kevin Durant has become may bring up the question, is Kevin Durant the GOAT? And my answer to that, nope. The word GOAT stands for greatest of all time. And there's a big difference between the greatest player of all time and the best player of all time. Greatness comes from a combination of skill, leadership, and especially accolades. In order to become great, you need to leave your mark on the NBA. If we take a look at someone who is looked at as the GOAT by many NBA fans, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has accomplished so much during his time in the NBA and has racked up a total of 22 trophies, which includes 6 NBA championships. This man, Michael Jordan, won 2 separate three-peats. He accomplished something that not many NBA players have, and he did it twice. With the skill that he had, things he accomplished, and how he changed the NBA forever is why he is seen as the GOAT to a lot of people. But if we are changing the question to who is the best player ever, it becomes a different story. The amount of rings you have doesn't matter. The amount of MVPs you have doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many All-Star appearances you have or how many All-NBA teams you made, because basketball skill is a completely different story. You cannot compare resumes if you want to know who's the better player. For example, Bill Russell has 11 championships. Joel Embiid has 0. And if I asked you who is greater, the obvious answer is Bill Russell. But if I asked you who is the better basketball player, a lot of people's answers would change. This is an extreme example, and obviously there's a 50-year difference, but it's just to prove a point. While KD does have a nice resume, it does not compare to some of the greats. He does have 2 rings and 2 finals MVPs, also a regular season MVP, but KD did something that a lot of people won't forget. He went to a 73-9 team that just beat him in the playoffs, while leaving his best friend behind. And I know we all just try to make the right decisions for ourselves, like Kevin Durant was trying to do, but it still hurts his legacy in terms of ever coming near GOAT status. Jordan winning 2 three-peats and all his rings with the Bulls, or LeBron going home to Cleveland to win a ring, these are the things that people look at when talking legacy. I'm not saying Kevin Durant won't leave behind a legacy, because he definitely will. It just cannot be compared to the GOATs. But when the conversation of the best player comes up, Kevin Durant is up there with the best of them. You have to imagine it like this. Say you're about to play some pickup basketball, and you need to choose the best player in front of you. MJ, LeBron, Kobe, you can choose any player of all time. If you were to say Kevin Durant doesn't come to mind when thinking of the straight up best basketball players ever, I wouldn't even believe you. The way he can move while being so big, the way he can dribble and pull up from anywhere he wants, he literally has no weakness in his scoring ability. He can do everything from top down. Like, MJ wasn't the greatest three-point shooter, LeBron struggled with his free throw, Kobe efficiency, but KD, nothing. And the fact that he is so athletic on top of that, Kevin Durant is truly a specimen. And while there are many different answers to the question of who the best player of all time is, whether you like him or not, Kevin Durant has to be mentioned. And I know a lot of you probably hate him, but we will not see many players like him, so appreciate him while he is still at the top of his game. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I am trying to hit 1,000 subs by Christmas. That is my goal, so I appreciate all the recent support. But until next time.